So if you're like most job seekers today, you're trying to find any edge that will help to separate yourself from the crowd. And you're probably wondering to yourself if it's worth the energy and effort to create a video resume. Well, let me answer that question for you. The answer is a resounding yes. Today's job search is incredibly competitive, so it makes perfect sense for you to use all the latest and greatest tools and strategies to separate yourself from the crowd. And with video, you are able to demonstrate your verbal communication skills and energy level in a way that's impossible to do when relying on paper alone. So by incorporating video into your job search efforts, you will stand out from the crowd and create a deeper connection with employers. So in this brief video, I'm going to discuss how you can get the most out of video and elaborate on why video works so well. While I know this video is titled Do Video Resumes Work, I want to take a step back and make a point that hardly anyone is considering, and that is a video cover letter is more impactful than a video resume. That's right, let me say that again, that a video cover letter is more impactful than creating a video resume. And let's think about why. Well, by definition, a cover letter is used by an applicant so they can briefly explain to an employer in their own words why they're the perfect fit for the job. In a cover letter, you'll explain why your skills, background, and experience will add value and help the company achieve their goals. So in a well-written cover letter, you should reference specifics about the position and mention why the industry or position excites you, and also mention why you'd be a great fit in their corporate culture. So this is the exact message that an employer wants to hear. You are answering the question, why hire me? So as you can imagine, it takes a good amount of research and effort to create a great cover letter. However, if your cover letter is prepared with the correct message and then is delivered in a video format, you are sure to stand out from the crowd and position yourself as a top candidate for the job. So put yourself in the employer's position for a second. If you're the employer, would you rather receive a highly customized video response where the applicant is explaining in their own voice why they are the perfect fit for the job by referencing your company, your job posting, and your industry? Or would you rather receive a generic video resume that doesn't mention anything about how the applicant's specific skills, background, and experience can help you as the employer achieve your goals? So just the fact that you may be considering using video in your job search suggests that you understand that in today's competitive job market, you have to do something differently. For most applicants, relying on paper alone simply isn't good enough anymore. And while a video resume will help to set you apart, a video cover letter is even more impactful. So another question people have when using video in their job search efforts is, what is the ideal length for my video response or video cover letter? Well, that depends on the amount of experience you have, but the general guidelines are for someone with a lesser amount of experience, we'd say about 60 seconds. And for someone with a bit more experience, around 90 seconds is appropriate. And I highly recommend that you don't exceed 2 minutes in length. The objective of your video cover letter is to convince an employer that they should want to spend the time to review your resume and to call you in for an interview. It's not about telling them every detail of your professional and personal history. And in fact, one of the biggest mistakes people make is rambling on in their video cover letter or resume. It's not uncommon for people to include superfluous information, such as where they grew up or places they've lived. So unless this has had a huge impact on your life and helps explain why you are a great candidate, leave it out. So another question people have when contemplating creating a video resume or video cover letter is that they're not that technical. So, is it difficult to create a high quality video? Well, first off, let me share a secret with you. In order to create a dynamic video response that you'd be proud of, you don't even need to appear on camera. So let me explain a little bit. By using free screen recording software, you are able to record all the actions on your computer screen as well as your voice. So you can think of this as a sort of video presentation of your cover letter. And by using this screen recording software, it's much easier to get good audio quality than relying on your smartphone or your digital camera. So I bet you're thinking to yourself, well, what is it that you're recording while I'm talking? What is on my screen if I'm not appearing on camera? Well, that's where we recommend using a presentation software such as PowerPoint or Keynote to turn your paper resume into a presentation. This way you're able to include a picture of yourself, the logo of the company for which you're applying to, and text to emphasize keywords or skills that the employer may be looking for. So believe it or not, the final screen recorded video presentation is much more impactful than you might think, as it includes the powerful combination of your voice, images, and text rather than a video of you just awkwardly looking into your webcam. So another question people have when contemplating using video is how to share your video. Well, first off, you should never send your video as an attachment. No one likes to receive these huge files in their inbox, and especially on their mobile device. We recommend that you use one of the free video hosting sites such as YouTube, Vimeo, or even Google Drive or Dropbox. Each of these different options have settings for privacy, so if you want to share it with only a select group of people, you're able to do that. So the most important thing you want to do is to make sure that your video cover letter is viewed so that your message is heard and you have an opportunity for your resume to be reviewed. I mean, that's the whole purpose, is to get noticed and to stand out from the crowd. So even if you're applying to a big company that requires you to apply online within their online web form or software, the employer will still be able to see your video cover letter because you are simply including a link to your video. You don't have to worry about if their system accepts a video file as an attachment or if the video file is too large. So just like all other applicants, you'll be filling out the form and you'll be attaching your text resume. Only now you'll be able to include a link to your video cover letter when applying within their online system. Your video cover letter is hosted at YouTube, so there won't be any issue of whether or not it can be viewed. Okay, so moving on. Is there a place for a video resume as a part of my job search efforts? And I'd say yes, but it certainly shouldn't be a priority. I believe that using video is the single best way for you to stand out from the crowd in your job search. However, that is only if you plan to use video to create a response to an actual job opening, not a generic video response. Allow me to elaborate. You will be much more successful in your job search if you, 1, identify your top targets. And I'm talking about less than 10 companies that you like to work for. And more realistically, it's probably 3 to 5 companies. 2, you create a kick-ass video cover letter that blows the hiring manager away. So just like I've discussed earlier, if you take the time and effort to explain why you are a perfect fit and why your skills, background, and experience are going to enable you to add value and help them achieve their goals, you will get a call for an interview. So this is much more useful than if you spend a bunch of time to create a generic video resume. The idea of creating a generic video resume and posting it on video job boards doesn't make much sense to me. This assumes that the company you want to work for is searching video job boards for candidates, and that the hiring manager is going to watch a bunch of videos in order to identify the perfect candidate. The truth about video resumes is that most HR professionals don't like them, and the reason is because they can't scan them. HR managers are very busy people, and they want to quickly identify the best candidates for the job. So that's why it makes the most sense to send a text resume along with a video cover letter. There's a lot of debate on whether or not HR professionals even review cover letters anymore. Well, I can assure you, if you send a video instead of a paper cover letter, and in that video you explain in your own voice why you are the best fit for the job, you will stand out from the crowd and your message will be heard. So for some people, it may be a matter of semantics on whether you call it a video resume or a video biography or a video cover letter. But the most important thing you must realize is that you'll see a much greater return on your time and energy if you create a customized video response to specific job opportunities and include your paper resume along with it. So thank you for watching this video. And the good news is that by thinking about utilizing video in your job search, you are already one step ahead of the competition. It's incredibly difficult these days to find work, and as a job seeker, you need something to help you to stand out from the crowd. And that's exactly why I've created the Get Hired with Video system. It includes all the tools, templates, and training so that you can create a dynamic video presentation similar to the one you're watching now. And to make it easy for you, we've included over 100 PowerPoint templates, so your video presentation will be professional and polished, not to mention it will look like you spent hours preparing it. We have also included training so that you know exactly what you should be saying in your video presentation and that you craft a message that resonates with employers every time. So to get started now, please visit gethiredwithvideo.com and take your first step to landing your new job.